Hello, today I'm going to talk about this book that's called Who Was Jesus? And the author for this book is called Ellen Morgan. And I'm going to read the text back here, then I'm going to talk about this book. Who was Jesus? A Jewish boy born 2,000 years ago, a preacher put to death for his teachings, the man who Christians believe in, the Son of God. And now I'm going to talk about this book. And it starts with Jesus was born. So Jesus' mom, Mary, what is it called? Angel comes in from heaven down to Mary and says she is gonna born a baby that's called Jesus, and he's the Son of God. And Jesus becomes born, and Jesus he's getting older. The Roman Empire, so the Romans conquer there Jesus was born. I don't remember where he was born, but so Jesus, he became older and older. It's almost like a normal life, but Jesus, he's a Jewish boy, and in the Romans, how should I say? I think it was that time, I don't know, but the Romans, they had taken over there. Jesus was born, and Jesus and his mom and his dad, they need to flee. They're not flee, but they're going out from that place. And in Jewish, you go to like a place and do one thing there, do some things there and wait. And so Jesus becomes older like that. But at last, Jesus, he becomes a preacher, and he's preaching. So preaching is like learning lessons to others. And he is going around the world and telling people about you should listen to God and like that. Many things. He talks about many things. I don't know everything, but Jesus had 12 discipliners, I think it was called, and them discipliners, or 12 loyal men, they helped Jesus to go around, and they're following Jesus, go around and talking about this preacher, these like stories and like that. But Jesus, some people wanted to kill Jesus because everyone didn't be glad because Jesus talked about these things. Some people got mad for that. And two things happened not to Jesus. One thing, it was like a boat. They're riding like a boat, so they're riding a boat, some people. And then they see a person walking on the water, and that was Jesus. And a person wanted to come to Jesus, and Jesus said, "Come." And then this person started. He is walking on the water a little bit. Then he's falling down. So not falling down like falling down, but he's going down in the water. And Jesus said, "Why didn't you believe?" Because Jesus said if he believed, he could walk on the water to Jesus. I don't know exactly how that it could happen, but because in physics that shouldn't have happened, that Jesus could walk on the water. But it's actually kind of interesting to listen to that. But people wanted to kill people, the Romans also. So Jesus saw into his future, and he says one that he's gonna die, and one of those 12 loyal men is gonna betray him and go on the other side to kill him. And that it actually happened. So it came the person at last, and Jesus also said they're going to have a supper, last supper, and he's gonna say also like that, how should I say? Jesus is gonna somehow come back to life after the third day he had died. So the Romans, this person kissed on Jesus, and then the Romans took Jesus, and it was crucial, nothing with that cruciat, I don't know. But so then, and that means they're gonna be like that, hung on a cross, and then they're gonna get nails through their hands and on their feet, and they're gonna lig there till they die. And that was how Jesus died. But after the third day, Jesus was not gone, but one of the 12 loyal men, they had, one of them was rich, they had, no, I don't think it was actually one of the loyal men, but somebody was a rich person and buy Jesus' body and put it underground, and then when Mary's gonna go to look at Jesus, he sees Jesus' body is gone. Jesus is alive somehow, and he comes back to life. And then Jesus comes to meetings on some of these 12 loyal men, because they're gonna talk about something like that, about things, but because they can't not be in the open now, because the Romans are gonna kill them. But they go like Jesus and preach other persons and talks about that Jesus talked about. And then it the golden rule, I think you know the golden rule, we have talked in how should I say, in my school, but I didn't actually know it came from Jesus, the golden rule. But that was actually all for this book that was called Who Was Jesus? And this book is very good. I really much recommend this book to read. It's like my mini facta. Yeah, so you can read and you can learn things about this book. And there's also this is almost like a series, but and then I have another book. It's called Who Was Albert Einstein? And that you can also read. I really much recommend that book. But my next book is a Swedish book, I think. And bye bye!